That's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
My name is Sam Campbell, and I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm number 45, and I play post and center. I've been playing for 8 years, and I also like to play soccer, and I run cross country. Outside of school and sports, I'm also involved in orchestra. I play the violin. I've played it for 11 years. I'd like to go to college at Duke or UW, and I don't think I'll play anything in college, maybe intramurals, and probably either soccer or basketball. In 10 years, I see myself working in the field for marine biology, and my favorite subject in school is either Spanish or AP Bio. My favorite movie is Free Solo because it's super dramatic, and I love the people in it, and the soundtrack is amazing. Last summer, I went to a marine biology camp in North Carolina for 2 weeks, and we stayed at UNC Wilmington and did a whole bunch of field work on the beaches in North Carolina, so that was super cool. My goal for the season is to work on my shot form and become consistent, and my goals for life are being successful and happy. What I will remember most about being a sailor is all of the people that I play sports with. I love the teams, and I love the coaches, and just the team culture is amazing. My name's Sam Campbell. I'm a sophomore in high school, and I'm proud to be a sailor.
That was your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM. Steamboat Sailors Basketball on KTYV Sports on FM is brought to you by
Apple Valley Bank,
Hot Stuff Parts at Home,
Alpine Lumber,
Celebration,
Mountain View Car Wash, Steamboat Ace Hardware,
Russell's Auto Salon,
Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rental,
and the Paoli Group with Colorado Group Realty.
Steamboat Sailors Basketball on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors Basketball. The Steamboat Sailors are in the air.
Steamboat Sailors hockey is set to play in a late game tonight against Mountain Vista after a long weekend of games this past weekend. The Sailors are looking to bounce back after dropping a tough one to Chaparral on Monday. Sailors hockey is made possible by Apple Valley Bank, Alpine Lumber, Mountain View Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, the Paoli Group, Celebration, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals, and Mountain Mattress and Furniture. It's Steamboat hockey tonight with the pregame starting at 6. The games can be streamed on YouTube or heard on KTYV 105.7.
Steamboat Sailors Ice Hockey on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. And you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. You're probably not going to, are you? Kids, work, listening to radio. You're busy, which is great because busy people can't get prediabetes. Oh my, I read that wrong. They can. So visit doihaveprediabetes.org and take a short test because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound, but when you introduce a new stimulus, save the food. We're helping to stop food waste. Save the food. The tips and
Check. Talking to it. Check. This sounds great. That was really good.
And homeowners throughout the area, offering lumber and building materials, hardware, paints, and stains. And we are proud to support Sailors Basketball. Easy to find Alpine Lumber, located on Pine Grove Road past Walgreens. Alpine Lumber, employee-owned and operated, contractor's choice, Homeowners
Hi, this is Grace. My parents own Outdoor Hearth and Home and proudly support the Steamboat Sailors. We feature all things heat, fireplaces, stoves, outdoor living, and more. Call them today at 879-7614 to schedule a service appointment with one of our expert technicians or a free in-home estimate.
Is there an anthem?
My Steamboat Sailors basketball
I don't know.
is happy to keep this valley safe and
I bet there's an anthem.
located just off Highway 40 next to the mall.
I'm going to say no.
Go Sailors!
I'm going to say
only offers a large
yes.
number of companies that can host your next Steamboat vacation. We have been giving back to the Yampa Valley for more than 30 years. Hi, this is Todd Siefkin, Executive General Manager of Steamboat Resorts. Steamboat Resorts and its local employees have been partnering with our community since 1980. From Sailor Sports to the Pro Rodeo Series, Route County 4-H, and Yampa Valley Sustainability Council, to name just a few. Call us at 879-8000 or go online to steamboatresorts.com. Steamboat Resorts, your local lodging leader.
The team at Mountain View Car Wash and Detailing Professionals is proud to be supporting Sailor Sports this season. Whether a basic wash or a full detail, we know that the key to providing you with excellent service is teamwork and attention to detail. So while the Sailors are focusing on cleaning up the competition this season, we'll be focusing on cleaning up your vehicle. With affordable washes and a wide variety of detail services, we have the game plan to fit your budget and needs. We are located at the corner of Highway 40 and Trafalgar Drive. Mountain View Car Wash, where there are no Hail Marys, just awesome touchdowns. Dances.
Steamboat Sailors basketball.
Daniel.
TYV Sports on FM is brought to you by...
Where are you, Daniel?
Alpine Lumber, Celebration, Mountain View Car Wash, Steamboat Ace Hardware, Rockwood Auto Salon, Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rental,
and the Paley Group with Colorado Group Realty. Steamboat Sailors basketball on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors basketball.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lowen Epstein, live on the call here today in Glenwood Springs, Saturday afternoon game. It's pretty warm out here in Glenwood. Steamboat Sailors girls taking on the Demons in a conference matchup, coming off of maybe their biggest win in the last 5 years, Ryan, against Battle Mountain. Sailors girls looking to get another one here today. As you know, and I know very well, Glenwood is a historically solid team. They're very fundamentally sound, always very well coached. Sailors girls have a tough task here today. What do you think they need to do to get out of here with a W, Ryan?
Yeah, one thing this Glenwood program does very well is develop players from that freshman year. They really like to, in that lower pro part of the program, that C team part of the program, they're really good at developing the players so that when the time comes for them to be on the varsity team is typically always very fundamentally sound, as you said. So for the Sailors tonight, we saw that when they kept their fouls to a minimum, they came out with the win against Battle Mountain. So obviously that's a huge key. But then just all-around ball movement against the trap especially, but just in general is another thing that the Sailors should focus on today.
Sailors girls still tied at 0, about 90 seconds run off here in the first. Demons looking for their first points of the game here as well. As coming into this game 10-3 on the year, they're a very solid team, and like I said, Ryan, these conference matchups are huge for the Sailors. You know, they've only got 4 wins on the year, but you know, number 5 here would be big for them this afternoon. Erica Simmons at the top of the key. She's gonna call for a screen and then end up dishing it over to Katie Lake. Lake's going to throw a head fake now, send it back to Simmons. Simmons drives with her right hand, kicks it out to JC May. May now going to crossover dribble, drives inside, shoots it out to Harrison. Sierra Harrison, the senior, almost gets it pickpocketed, but she's able to recover the loose ball, then find JC May in the corner. Along the baseline she goes, finds Epstein under the basket, and she just misses the easy high percentage shot, Ryan. And you know, we talk so much about how they need to play a complete game, and how sometimes we don't see the scoring output that we know they're capable of putting forth, and right there's a perfect example. Epstein right under the basket, gets the pass from May. You've got to make those shots count, those high percentage ones. Sailors come away with a takeaway. Simmons now cross court to Katie Lake. Lake getting the start here today. She's still heating up on her season. Had has had a couple good games the last two. We'll see if she can continue her rise back to the top today. May over to Simmons, now Lake top, far side top corner. She's going to drive with her left hand, trying to get around Natalia Taylor. And instead she just finds May on the perimeter once more. JC May driving in, up and over a couple defenders, and that one won't fall. Epstein gets the board, second attempt, and she can't hit either. So missed shots from JC May and Rose Epstein here in the first quarter. And the Sailors controlling the time of possession thus far, just not really capitalizing.
Yeah, time of possession as well as the rebounds. I know there haven't been too many yet, but the Sailors have been coming away with most of them as Erica Simmons grabs one there.
Simmons gets the board. Now she finds Katie Lake. Lake at the top of the key is just going to command her troops now. Sailors donning the all-red uniforms, Demons in white. Made 2 steps into the paint, tries to find Epstein. It's on the floor. They're chasing it. Simmons is able to come away with it. And now a foul is going to be called here. This one is going to go against Gracie Dietrich. And now a timeout taken by the Sailors. So 4:05 to play in the first quarter. Very unusual, Ryan. Still tied at 0. No, both teams yet to score, and you know, I don't necessarily think it's been a defensive prowess of any means. I believe it's just the counteract of not being able to make your shots.
Yeah, it's been a whole lot of running up and down the court for both teams so far, but coming out second half of the first quarter, maybe in the first half they were just a little bit jittery. Maybe they'll come out here in the second half of the first, really lock it in on defense, keep controlling that time of possession, see what they can do here.
Sailors going to inbound it from the far side. It'll be Erica Simmons. She finds Katie Lake. Lake going to bring it up the floor for the Sailors, moving left to right on your radio dial. Sierra Harrison in the game now as well. Harrison at the top of the key. She's going to pivot, send it outside to Simmons. Now Simmons doing her due diligence at the point guard spot. She puts up a teardrop and it falls off the glass. First bucket of the game goes to the junior point guard Erica Simmons, and the Sailors trying to get things rolling here. Demons turnaround jump shot. That one falls. And that was Hadley Yelico with the response. Simmons now for Steamboat. She gets trapped in the corner, throws it away, and it's taken by Yelico again. And Yelico with back-to-back punches to put the Demons up 4-2. Sailors throw it away. Demons get it back. And now it seems like, Ryan, they just, this is an instance where they're just kind of getting ahead of themselves, and, you want to slow things down and kind of reset the pace, hopefully.
Yeah, Glenwood did a pretty good job there of throwing in that full court trap right after the make, which obviously hadn't been in up to this point. But they hopped in it really quick, and that forced a quick turnover. So, I mean, if they can keep making the Sailors' offense guess and do different things that they don't want to do, they could keep getting those turnovers.
Sailors now trying to tie this game back up 4-2. The Demons lead, 2:50 to play in the first quarter. JC May on the perimeter. She's handling it. Gives it to her left side. That's Harrison. Now they work it down low. Katie Lake for 3. That one rims off the back iron and out. Demons able to save it from going out of bounds, and now they're on their way. The Glenwood Demons with Hadley Yelico handling it is going to work it over to Maddie Moser. Moser, the 11th grader, kicks it inside, posting up, and the foul. That's Quinn Massey, and the senior's going to head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. So Quinn Massey at the free throw line. Make sure if you're watching our live stream, you can get that on steamboatradio.com. Thanks to Cody Mousley, young player in this Steamboat Springs High School program, doing the camera here today.
Young star.
A lot of people already making comparisons to him, saying that he potentially could be the next LeBron James. So the free throws from Massey, one of them goes, the other one doesn't. 5-2, 2:19 to play in the first. It's going to be the Demons working along the baseline, and a foul is going to be called on the floor. Let's see what the referees have to say about this one. And it's going to be a pushing call, goes against the Sailors. And surprisingly, one of the more physical players on this team is Erica Simmons. You know, not the biggest in terms of stature, but she does do her regular 4 fouls a game.
Yeah, she really isn't afraid of any type of contact, offensively or defensively. And it honestly is, sometimes, most of the time, it's a benefit for the Sailors because just her hustling up and down the court, getting in those plays really helps out for them.
Harrison handles it. Number 42 for the girls in red. She's going to hand it off to Lake. Little pitch and catch. It goes back to Harrison now. Into the corner. It's going to be Simmons with the 10-foot teardrop again. 5-4. Sailors down by 1. Final 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Inside, it's going to be Michelle Marshall. Marshall's going to dish this one back out to Kenzie Winder, and then Winder throws it away. This time it's J.C. May. She's going to bring it beyond midcourt for the Sailors. Falling with 1:15 to play now, and Simmons' shot is going to be blocked, but she'll draw the foul on that one. Erica Simmons heading to the line for a couple.
A really good job by J.C. May there. She could have kind of busted out for the fast break, but she did a really good job of kind of corralling it back in. She circled around in the defensive zone before she brought the ball across half court, and that kind of helped the Sailors actually get set up rather than going 1-on-2 and maybe losing the ball.
Simmons misses the first one. It goes hard off the glass. Epstein, Harrison, Weiss now coming in for Katie Lake, and J.C. May also rounding out your 5 on the floor here for the Sailors. 1:15 to go in this first quarter. Down 5-4. Low scoring output to start here in Glenwood on this mid-Saturday day game. So Simmons misses the free throw. The Demons are going to get it back. Inbounding is going to be Kenzie Winder. Winder, the sophomore, will work it up floor to Maddie Moser. Moser almost loses it, and it goes out of bounds. Going to be Sailors basketball. So Shelby Weiss, we are yet to see her take one of her 3-point shots as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a late sub for Shelby Weiss, typically coming off the bench sooner on into the first.
Weiss going to inbound it, trying to break the full court press here with 57 seconds to go. J.C. May off the screen, little too high, and Weiss can't corral it. Goes out of bounds. Demons get it back. Glenwood Springs. Near side. This is going to be Winder. Winder's going to kick it out to Moser, and now she'll hold for 1. Finds Natalia Taylor. Inside, posting up. Quinn Massey gets it to go. 7-4 now, 30 seconds to play. May gets caught up in the defensive end. She'll find Simmons, who crosses over Massey and then brings it beyond midcourt. J.C. May now near side top corner. Spins it to Simmons. She'll drive with her left, put a shot high above the backboard, and no whistle there. She was trying to draw the foul, and rather it's going to be back in possession of the Demons.
Way to go, Michelle.
Maddie Moser finds a streaking Natalia Taylor. She's going to go coast to coast. Euro step, can't get it to fall. Massey on the second attempt, and there's going to say it won't count at the buzzer. Or will it? I think they are going to give it to her. So 9-4 as Massey's shot goes at the buzzer, and that'll do it after 1. Sailors trailing by 5 here in Glenwood Springs. 9-4, hostile territory, Ryan. Talk about the rivalry between these two teams. I know last year there was a game, the Sailors boys game between this team. That's one that a lot of people still love to talk about. You know, it's always an electric atmosphere here, always high octane, high emotional level. Just a very fun place to play.
Yeah, both towns really love the rivalry. They come together in both gyms, and you'll see it. I mean, when Steamboat comes to Glenwood, they like to bring a whole lot of fans and vice versa for when Glenwood goes to Steamboat. But yeah, last year that game, come in here after losing the first game to Glenwood, come in, score 70, get the win, the near 30-point win, come out, all the parents cheering and happy in the hallway. And I mean, just being part of the program and around the program, it's just, you know that Glenwood is the real rival in the league, and that you always love to beat Glenwood.
You know, I was taught anytime you're a high school boy and you have to go play these Saturday games, obviously it's not the most favorite thing to do, but, you know, talking to the team here today, both the girls and the guys, you know, they were excited to come down here on a Saturday. You know, they were saying it is Glenwood, and they're excited to come in here and try to get a W in front of this away hostile crowd. So we'll see how that game goes down. Keep your dials locked. We'll be on the call for that directly after this girls game. Here's Epstein getting us kicked off for second quarter action. May's going to put up a deep 2-point shot. That one won't go. Rims out, and now the Demons back on offense. Ella Johnson kicks it to the corner. 3-ball on the way. And Jocelyn Spires hits nothing but nylon. 12-4, Sailors trailing by 8. And Ryan, you know, they did such a good job with the Huskies. You had a 20-point first quarter, then you went on and you had a 10-point second quarter. It's only these games where they're only able to get 4 points in a quarter, 6 points in a quarter, where we really criticize the Sailors, because that's, you know, we know their potential, and we know that there's a lot of girls on this team that are certified bucket getters, and for them to only have 4 points, you know, it's just a matter of executing everything and stitching it all together, getting into those double digits. Epstein lost the ball. Demons going to take control now. It'll be Hadley Yellico from the baseline. Yellico's going to dish it off to Johnson. Johnson tied up with Sam Campbell. She'll get away from it, take it up the near side. Now she's at the top of the key. Ella Johnson dancing, sends it over, this time to Gracie Dietrich. And Epstein steals it away. So the Sailors still doing their due diligence on the defensive end of the ball. They're coming away with stops. It's just a matter of capitalizing back on the offensive zone, wouldn't you say? Yeah, they've had a number of possessions where it's just been those small errors, or that pass that just isn't really there that they've tried to force, or just that shot that isn't really there that they've really tried to force. And I do think that's the energy of the game. They really want to beat this Glenwood team, and I feel like they're maybe a little bit more focused on that rather than just trusting their game and trusting that they really can go out and get these buckets. Lake going to be on the inbounds pass. From the far side, Epstein's going to come take a seat on the bench. Campbell checks in the game as well. Weiss checks back in the game too. Here's Simmons. She's got 3 on her. Finds Katie Lake. Lake pump fakes, finds Harrison in the corner. They swing it down low. Weiss again loses her footing and gives it up once more. Demons causing another turnover, dancing with it now inside the post. Back out for 3. That's Yellico. Can't hit there, and the Sailors catch a break. Katie Lake with 5:33 to play in the first half. She's guarded by Jocelyn Spires, the freshman. Finds Simmons. Simmons near side, top corner, down low to Harrison. Weiss, touch pass into Campbell, puts up a shot and draws the foul. Sam Campbell trying to make that an and one play. Unfortunately, will not, but she'll have 2 at the stripe. And the foul's going to go against Yellico. Campbell's added so much to her game this year, Ryan. She's one of the premier defensive players on this team, not to mention you give it inside to her in the post, and that's one of their go-to plays for Coach Ibarra and company.
Yeah, that just 41 kind of work around Sam. And she does a really good job of working out of that 41 to set some back screens and and do things to help other people get open even when she doesn't have the ball. So that's one big thing that I know Coach Ibarra really appreciates, just her actually screening off the ball and moving off the ball regardless of if she's scoring or not.
Katie Lake picks up a loose ball. She'll get credit for a steal there. Dishes it over to Weiss. Now Weiss sends it back to Lake. Lake tees up the 3 ball, walks into it, and hits it off the glass. So Katie Lake with the biggest shot of the game for the Sailors makes it a 12-8 game, just a two-possession play here. Inside, spinning around and getting the bucket for 2 more. That's Dietrich, and she just rolled right by Harrison in the paint. And a tough play there from Simmons. And, you know, you can criticize the defender all you want, but Simmons knows what she's going for there.
Yeah.
And she knows that she's trying to draw that foul, and she's more than welcome to the physicality that comes with it as she barrels into Michelle Marshall up the near side.
Yeah, you've talked about that thing that she does before, just kind of when she starts leaning into the defender a little bit, cutting straight down the sideline, and then just grabbing that contact right when she crosses the half-court line. And she does draw quite a few fouls just doing that every game, just looking for the contact and kind of seeking it out a little bit.
So the Sailors in the midst of another timeout with 4:29 to play in the first half. Down 14-8, and Ryan, you know, it's not like they're running away with this thing. Sailors are just a couple buckets away from knotting this thing back up. We'll see what they draw up here as Shelby Weiss is going to inbound it from the near side. Weiss, Harrison, Campbell, Lake, and May, your Sailors on the floor at the moment. And it'll be Lake taking it up the floor as the point guard for the Sailors. Top of the key, she's driving versus Taylor, and a foul's going to be called there. Demons put the Sailors into the bonus, and Katie Lake is going to have a 1-and-1 opportunity. Pretty early here for the Demons to be getting into foul trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, Sailors doing a really good job on the other hand of that with only 2 this late in the second quarter, and that's, aside from the Battle Mountain game, not something that's too usual for the Sailors team. So
Lake makes do on the first free throw. She'll have 1 more. Harrison checks out of the game. Epstein will check back in. 4:23 to play, 14-9. Sailors looking to cross that double-digit threshold, and Lake might be the girl to do so. She is not, as that one goes off the back iron. Quickly now, rebound gathered by Taylor. Taylor going all the way to the rim and then throwing it away. She tried a little scoop under pass to Winder, and she just couldn't corral that one. Sailors going to have another opportunity here on offense. Weiss finds Lake and then passes it off the foot of Taylor. So we're back where we started. Full court press in play by the Demons. Weiss claps her hands on the ball, calls the play, finds Katie Lake. Lake barreling up the near side, gets trapped, finds Weiss near center court, work it over to JC May. May now no-look pass back out to Lake, and she'll dribble with it at the top of the key. Sends it inside to Epstein, fading away, can't get that one to go. And she looked like LeBron over Kyrie last night, Ryan. Epstein hitting that fall-away jumper, just a little bit off there. Demons coming back with it. Floater shot, that one's no good. Rebound, Glenwood. Taylor with the hustle play. Steps in between a defender and goes up for the shot. Natalia Taylor going to shoot 2. Foul will be called against Katie Lake. It's a blocking call, and she looks to be walking a little bit gingerly with those 2 knee braces. Not what you want to see.
Yeah, at all. Yeah, she's had 2 ACLs just back to back, and I just cannot imagine the recovery process for that.
So the free throw missed from Taylor. Simmons is going to check in the game. Lake's going to take a breather on the bench. Weiss checks in as well. And 1 more for Taylor. So she rims out the second one, still 14-9. Sailors trailing by 5, trying to cut away at the deficit. Weiss, still yet to see her take a deep shot like we're so used to seeing in her game.
Yeah, you typically see her take at least a couple before halftime.
Weiss dishes it out into the corner, finds J.C. May. May stutter steps for a moment, stops, pops, shoots the 10-footer. That one's short. Epstein couldn't come up with the rebound, and now a home run ball all the way to the other end of the floor, and Kenzie Winder can't capitalize this time around. Ball on the floor, jump ball, and it's going to stay with Glenwood. So Taylor now in the offensive zone is going to inbound it, number 14 for the Devils. She's going to look up, find Quinn Massey, and Massey gets the 8-footer to fall. 16-9. 7-point game. J.C. May and company. May near side top corner, 2:37 to play in the first half. May top of the key, now over to Simmons. She runs and puts up a shot. That one's no good, and a foul is going to be called here. Epstein getting too physical as she came in trying to knock that rebound loose from the arms of Natalia Taylor. So her second foul of the day.
Sailors in the full court press. That's something we haven't really got to see them set up this far into the game.
It's going to be Taylor once more. She's driving in, and no defense is able to contain her as she goes all the way to the rack for two. Foul called here against the Demons. It'll be Maddie Moser, 1-1 coming up for the Sailors. And, you see the Sailors playing such a great defensive game against Gabby Caballero and Battle Mountain. You wonder why Coach Ibarra wouldn't just stick with that scheme. The zone scheme was running so well for them, and now we see them come out into a man. They've ran some zone this game already, but for the most part they've been playing man, and it just has not been working.
Yeah, just some of the matchups, not necessarily the matchups themselves are the problem, but just the rotations off of the matchups sometimes just not really helping out the Sailors right now.
So the missed free throws, one good and one not from J.C. May. Errant pass by the Demons. It goes out of bounds, and the Sailors catch a break. And this full court press has been bothersome for the Sailors thus far. Inbounding it is Weiss. She finds Simmons. Simmons is going to split the defense. Now bounce pass back to Weiss, and they work it up the floor successfully. Weiss at the top of the key. She's going to get eyed up by Natalia Taylor. And now it's stolen away. Wide open shot. Layup good. Farm to table goes Kenzie Winder. 20-10. Glenwood doubling up. Another foul called here. And I mean, it seems like all these fouls for the Demons are right here in front of this scores table. The Sailors keep trying to push it up this near side, and they end up just getting too aggressive on the trap, the Demons do. So J.C. May at the free throw line once more. Misses that one. One more foul, and the Sailors will be in the double bonus. Final 90 seconds to play in this first half. Weiss checks in, as does Daisy Wilson. Epstein will check out of the game. Inbounds pass. From the corner, Campbell off the window for two. On the other end, the Demons can't control it. And that one goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touch by the Sailors. Natalia Taylor going to inbound it here. 1:24 to play. Sailors down by 8, 20-12. Taylor looks up, finds Quinn Massey inside, and a foul is going to be called against Daisy Wilson. So Daisy Wilson going to send Ziva Caruth to the free throw line. This is a pretty across-the-board roster, I would say, for the Demons. You've got a lot of seniors on this team, only 2 juniors, a handful of sophomores, and then you have the lone freshman, Jocelyn Spires, who's gotten some big minutes here early. Missed free throw there. Ball's on the floor. And another foul is going to be called. So it goes against J.C. May. And with 1:18 left to play, the Sailors are a foul away from putting Glenwood into the bonus. May with her first of the game. It's going to be Caruth at the line once more. First one rims out. What do you think, Ryan? First half went by pretty quickly. Sailors weren't able to get a whole lot of buckets, but they were also able to relatively contain Glenwood.
Yeah, they got 3 chances at bonus free throws. Of course, none of them really coming with any substance, but I mean, they did a great job of just kind of keeping the tempo consistent, not really hitting that much of any ebbs or flows, but as you said, a quick first half. Neither team really causing that many stoppages of play or anything like that.
Wilson to Weiss. Weiss for 3. That one no good, and her first shot of the day won't go. Taylor on the other end. Works it outside to Winder. Winder's going to come in and shoot the 10-foot J. No good. Rebound Moser. Back out again. Taylor for 3. This time hits. 23-12. Final 30 seconds. Foul called off the inbounds pass. And it's going to be against Glenwood. More free throws for Steamboat coming right up. J.C. May heading to the line. Down 23-12. Free throws are going to be a huge factor in this game. I mean, half the points that have been scored thus far have been free throws, Ryan. Yeah, and on the other side of that, the Glenwood Demons, the fouls they're committing are going relatively unpunished. I mean, because if you get fouled and you're in bonus, and then you go down and miss the bonus shot, effectively, that the other team isn't really being punished for fouling you. And J.C. May is able to hit the first one. She'll have one more, back to a 10-point game, 23-13. 30 seconds to play here in Glenwood Springs. May, second one off the back iron. She's able to get her own rebound. She's going to drive in now, kick it to the corner. Campbell deep 2. That one won't go. Campbell saves it, and it'll go out of bounds. Stays with Steamboat. So 21 seconds to play before halftime now. Shelby Weiss going to be on the inbounds pass. Weiss calls the play. Trying to find a cutting Wilson. Instead is going to dish it to Campbell. Loses it for a moment. Simmons is able to corral it. And then Simmons throws it away. So 15 seconds to play. 16 rather. And the Demons are going to get it back up by 10. Glenwood looking to add some more work here with Moser inbounding it from the far side. Moser's going to find Ziva Caruth. Caruth almost gets it stolen away. Now it's back to Winder. Winder comes around the corner, left hand, and an offensive foul called here against the Demons. It'll go back with the Sailors. Interesting call there. Yeah, I didn't really... So final 7 seconds to play. Sailors got to run the length of the floor. Simmons loses it, finds Weiss. Weiss to May, and May's not going to get a shot off. Instead, she'll step out of bounds with .2 on the clock, and that'll about wrap us up for this first half of action as the Sailors are going to head into the locker room down by 10, 23-13. We'll see how they can come back out and capitalize in the second half. For Ryan Hansen, I'm Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com. We'll be back after the break.
Alpine Lumber is a Colorado company and is committed to being the best supplier of materials and related services to the professional builder and homeowner throughout the nation. Offering lumber, building materials, hardware, paints, and stains. And we are proud to support Sailors Basketball. Easy to find Alpine Lumber, located on Pine Grove Road past Walgreens. Alpine Lumber, employee-owned and operated. Contractor's choice, homeowners.
Just because the cords are so rigid. Hi, this is Grace. My parents own Hot Stuff Hearth and Homes and proudly support the Steamboat Sailors. We feature all things heat, fireplaces, stoves, outdoor living, and more. Call them today at 879-7614 to schedule a service appointment with one of our expert technicians or a free in-home estimate for a whole new look. Hot Stuff loves my Steamboat Sailors basketball and is happy to keep this valley safe and warm. Hot Stuff Hearth and Home, located just off Highway 40 next to Walgreens. Go Sailors!
The Steamboat Sailors are on the air.
Steamboat Sailors hockey is set to play in a late game tonight against Mountain Vista after a long weekend of games this past weekend. The Sailors are looking to bounce back after dropping their tough one to Chaparral on Monday. Sailors hockey is made possible by Yankee Valley Bank, Alpine Lumber, Mountain Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, the Paoli Group, Celebration, Steamboat Resorts, Glenwood Vacation Rentals, and Mountain Mattress and Furniture. It's Steamboat hockey tonight with a pregame starting at 6. The games can be streamed on YouTube or heard on KTYV 105.7.
Steamboat Sailors Ice Hockey on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
My name is Shelby, and I'm a senior, and I'm number 30. I'm a shooting guard. I've been playing for 10 years. I also like to play lacrosse, and I run cross country. Outside of school, I'm involved with Youth Inspiring Change, and I volunteer at the Panther Shelter. I would like to go see you. And I will not be playing maybe I get my myself. I'm doing 10 a week. Okay, I got a life on the street. Shout out to TDB. And he brought it because of me. You don't know nothing about me. Life on my brothers and knees. Long as they can run their feet. Long as they peace. I'm in the bed, I'm still like in the sweet. That's what I remember. My name is Shelby Wise. I'm a senior. I'm proud.
That was your Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
The team of Mountain View Car Wash and Detailing Professionals is proud to be supporting Sailor Sports this season. Whether basic wash or full detail, we know that the key to providing you with excellent service is teamwork and attention to detail. So while the Sailors are focusing on improving the competition this season, we'll be focusing on cleaning up the vehicle. With a global washers and a wide variety of detail services, we have a game plan that fits your budget and needs. We are located at the Glenwood Highway 30 and Beverly Drive. Mountain View Car Wash for their own
and this is Phil from Russell's Auto Salon. If you need help with your auto collision repair, we make it easy. Just bring me an email and a claim number, and I'll take care of the rest.
Russell's Auto Salon, Colorado's premier collision center, leading the industry in technology, where we've gone green with environmental-based paints, and we are proud supporters of Steamboat Sailors Sports.
Russell's Auto Salon, where we always meet by accident. 879-1515. Russell's Auto Salon. 879-1515.
Steamboat Ace is a proud sponsor of the Steamboat Sailors. That's not the only way Ace supports the Hi, Bridget here with Steamboat Ace. We are so proud to be part of the Steamboat community. Our priority is supporting the sensitive activities in addition to local schools, Ace invites us to open doors to hundreds of direct to their club by providing a great venue and space to host a hospitality. Every weekend I can shop at Ace and support their cause. Steamboat Ace, proud to support the Steamboat Sailors. Hi, this is Cindy Hike, owner of Celebrations with Steamboat Arts on the 8th stop of Lincoln Avenue. We recently added a new candy store and pottery painting studio for individuals or groups of 12 people or less. Check out our new additions to the arcade. We have air hockey, dig dug, and galaga. Book a party online today at steamboatcelebrations.com or call 879-3333. Mention this ad and receive 2 free stickers. I'll see you at Celebrations, 831 Lincoln Avenue. Open daily, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 Sports on FM.
Hi, my name is Jason May, and I'm a senior at the Steamboat Men's High School. My number is 51. I've been playing basketball since 3rd grade. I also like to play lacrosse. Outside of school sports, I'm also involved in 4-H. I like to go to college in Wyoming. I would like to play basketball in Glenwood.
That's so funny. Yeah, I got part of Jack Boy. Get some of the nice before you got the ribs on the nice. Pull up, Father. I like more than things. I don't know how you can have like the hard back of the car. I got this like highlights once. My car was in
You really make it proud for all athletes and sponsor this broadcast. Steamboat KTYV Sports on FM. Steamboat High School and for genuine genuine enjoy the game. Managing local land involves families and resources over 16 years of experience managing land resources as your neighbor here around here. I'm a ranch and real property specialist for the Prairie Group with the support of Colorado Group Realty. Put your trust in someone with practical experience and knowledge to help you with all of your ranch, real, and equine property needs. I aspire to help you reach all of your real estate goals. I'm Brian Rickles, and you can find me at PaoliGroup.com on the ranch.
Like, they just go out and know what it's just now want to make it yeah, dude, I don't know. I look at their schedule and just kind of get like
This is Steamboat Sailors Basketball, brought to you by Yampa Valley Bank, Alpine Lumber, The Quarter Slice, Mountain View Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, UC Health at Yampa Valley Medical Center, Chris Puckett at the downtown Edward Jones office, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals, and Mountain Mattress and Furniture.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors Basketball.
Back live here in Glenwood Springs, Colorado at the Demons High School, where the Steamboat Springs Sailors currently trail by 10 points as we get set for second half action. Ryan Hansen, I'm Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com. Very slow first half for the Sailors, Ryan. I think that would probably be the word to describe it best. Slow and just very, what is the word I'm looking for? Just sluggish, I think. The Sailors' offense was pretty stagnant, and they were stymied by the Demons' defense. And, now I think it's just a matter of coming back out. All these girls know that they can hit shots. They all know where they stand talent-wise, and they just beat a very great team in the Battle Mountain Huskies. There's no reason to think that they can't do it again here today against the Demons.
Yeah, a huge thing for them would be just, making sure that they actually get past the half-court line. They can't get stopped by the front three of that Glenwood zone, because that's really what kind of held them so stagnant in the first half.
First foul of the half goes against Hadley Yellico. She gets called for the reach. Sailors now on offense. It's going to be Katie Lake at the top of the key. Katie Lake We saw her get shaken up a little bit earlier. Looks to be all right now. She'll send it to the far side. That's Simmons. Erica Simmons handling it. She'll use her dribble, drive with her right hand, pull it back out, crosses over. Now with the left. She'll stop, send it back out. Lake now. Good defense there from the Demons. Katie Lake at the top of the key, working versus Natalia Taylor. Inside, she tried to find Harrison, and that one just goes through the hands of the senior Sierra Harrison. Sailor's going to have to drop back on defense. Now with the Demons coming full force. Let's see if they made any adjustments at halftime either. Gracie Dietrich guarded by Epstein. Dietrich's going to send it over to Moser. Moser now cross court. This one goes back to Yellico. Inside, it's Massey for two. Quinn Massey going right up and over the likes of Epstein. And now with 6:27 to play, the Demons go up 25-13, 12-point game. Epstein now trying to answer. Rims out, halfway down before it came out. And the Sailors struggling. Statement win against Battle Mountain in Battle Mountain. That one was huge for them. They got a standing ovation after that game, probably the biggest win for the Sailors in the last 5 years, and it was all thanks to a great game plan devised by Coach Ibarra and great execution by all these players too. Starting out a bit differently here today. 3-ball on the way for the Demons. That one won't go, and now a whistle going to be called after the fact on the rebound. They're going to say it'll be awarded back to the Sailors and that the Demons stepped out of bounds. Lake trying to break this full court press, put in play by Glenwood. Lake gives it up to J.C. May. Now May hands it off back to Lake. Lake working versus Taylor, and she's going to try to find Epstein on the near side. That one goes out of bounds. Another throwaway possession for the Sailors. Just too many turnovers here, Ryan.
Yeah, they're getting sped up by that Glenwood zone, kind of how me and you talked about in the break, and just they're forcing them to throw those long cross-court passes that they can't really make just because that Glenwood zone's rotating right behind it, and then they just get right there, which makes it that much harder for someone to catch the ball, as we saw right there with Rose on the sideline not being able to get all the way over to the ball.
Foul going to be drawn by Quinn Massey. This one goes against Epstein, who gets her third of the day. So Rose Epstein sitting with 3. That's a situation to watch. Missed shot from Massey. She'll have one more. Epstein, Lake, Simmons, Harrison, and May on the floor for the girls in red. Second one's no good for Massey either. Sailors able to pull down the rebound. Away they go. Katie Lake trying to gain separation, and she gets tripped up. Looks like a hard spill there. She gets helped up, and a foul is going to be called against the Devils, as I believe they're going to get Yellico for that, her 4th foul of the game. Hadley Yellico with 4 already. That's also another situation to watch. Expect probably not to see her till the 4th quarter as Katie Lake gets back up and shakes it off. She'll inbound it now for the Sailors. Lake finds May. No look pass out to Harrison. Harrison handles it far side, low corner. Gets it stripped away for a moment. It's on the floor, and a whistle's going to be called on the ground, and it goes against Natalia Taylor. She's arguing with the referee, doesn't like that call, and Taylor gets called for her 3rd. So the Demons starters looking to be in maybe a little bit of foul trouble here in the 3rd quarter, Ryan.
Yeah, Natalia Taylor coming into the game averaging right at about 9.6, so leading the team in points. That's really someone that they do not want to lose on the floor. On the
perimeter now, it's Sierra Harrison, the senior, is going to give it to May. May now on an island by herself. She's going to take it to the rack by herself, and the attack isn't good enough as that one rims out. Change up here for Glenwood. Jocelyn Spires checking in the game. She'll take out Natalia Taylor, the freshman. Excuse me, the senior, rather. Sailors still in the offensive zone. Epstein comes off the pick, and the shot missed by her. Simmons was there to get the second attempt, and Simmons was there to draw the foul as well.
Something we kind of spoke on in the first half was just how the Sailors are really kind of controlling the time of possession. They have had the ball by far the majority of this game, but just not really being able to come up with anything too far.
Simmons misses the first free throw, and now that is going to continue what has been a tumultuous scoring drought for the Sailors as they're still trailing 25-13. Second one from Simmons on the way, and that one trickles home. Make it 25-14, and Simmons is going to take a seat on the bench. Weiss checks in the game. Inbounding is going to be the junior, Maddie Moser. Moser running out of time. And a timeout from the Demons as head coach Rhonda Moser had to bail out her daughter on the inbounds pass. 4:45 to play in the third. Sailors trailing 25-14 here on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com. We'll take this moment to say a quick shout out to some of our sponsors.
Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. Alpine Lumber, employee-owned and operated, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend. Mountain View Car Wash, helping the Sailors clean the competition between town and McDonald's on Highway 40. Russell's Auto Salon, your premier full-service auto body shop where you always meet by accident. Russell's Auto Salon, 879-1515. Steamboat Ace Hardware, the helpful place for hardware, plumbing, tools, grills, garden, and more, by offering customers knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. The Paoli Group, if you're searching for your own prime real estate, give them a call at 870-0552. Celebrations, formerly in celebration of kids, is fun for kids of all ages. Check out the brand new arcade game 1,600 square foot candy store and 25 flavors of Hawaiian shaved ice plus more. Schedule your party today at SteamboatCelebrations.com.
Sailors on defense now, trying to make the Demons succumb to their lethal full-court press. Double dribble is going to be called here, and it works out for him. Maddie Moser put two hands on the ball, and now Katie Lake's going to have an opportunity to inbound it here for her squad. JC May brings it beyond midcourt. May slowed things down. Inside, Campbell posting up, no good. Epstein there to bail her out. Campbell again, and finally the foul. Epstein and Campbell just trying to work that two-man game in the post. Campbell's going to draw the foul this time around as it goes against Gracie Dietrich. So Dietrich has three now, too.
And I mean, Glenwood with 5 fouls, 4:23 to go in the third. Sailors could be looking at bonus pretty soon, and I mean that would really help them crawl out of the 15-25 deficit that they've gotten themselves into. But just hitting those free throws is something that we know they've been working on, and they have to work on it. And we've seen it in the past when they've been given the opportunity, just hadn't really been able to capitalize sometimes.
Campbell's second one won't go, pulled away by the Demons. They go back on the offensive end. And like I was saying, Ryan, the fouls are going to play such a huge part in this game, and for it to be the Demons for the Demons to be the team in trouble, 3-ball knockdown there by Michelle Marshall. For the Demons to be the one in foul trouble, it's a huge advantage for the Sailors. I think that if you're Coach Ibarra, you want to tell them to continue to add the pressure onto your play and continue to crash the boards as much as you can, trying to get these Demon girls into even more foul trouble than they already are. Travel called there on Epstein. Demons trying to force it up the floor. All the way in goes Jocelyn Spires, and then she just throws it away to Sam Campbell. Lake now at the top of the key, 3:35 to play in the third. Sailors trailing 28-15. Campbell over to Epstein. Epstein now holds it. Drives in, kicks to Weiss, and that one's too hard off the back iron. Weiss can't connect on the three-point shot. Demons handling it. Outside, wide open. Short is Jocelyn Spires. The freshman can't connect from way downtown there. And 3 minutes to go here in the third. Again, Weiss from deep. Won't hit. So back-to-back threes for both these squads, and no one able to connect from way downtown. Finally, Quinn Massey with the turnaround jumper over the top of Sam Campbell. Knocks it in for two. 30-15. Once again, Glenwood doubling up. Foul on the floor.
Quinn Massey also coming into this game averaging right at about 9.5 points. And I mean, most of the points she's gotten in this game have come from that turn over the shoulder, a little fader that she's gotten. It's a really good looking move, and it's been pretty effective on Samantha Campbell, who is just about, if not a little bit taller than Quinn Massey.
So the Demons, after the foul goes against Steamboat, are going to get it back. Massey again with the turnaround, Jay. This time it's too short, and little Erica Simmons is there to grab the board. Simmons works it over. J.C. May, top of the key, steps in, two-step, shot, short, out of bounds, Demons basketball. Moser inbounding. Sailors need to get some takeaways here on defense if they want to have a shot at coming back into this one. Quickly now, here's a fast break opportunity off the glass. No good. Moser can't connect. And Massey flies in for the board and the putback, which won't go either. But Quinn Massey, the senior, taking her talents to the free throw line once more. 2:08 to play in the third. Sailors down 30-15 with the opposition at the free throw line. Massey knocks home the first one. And Harrison going to check in the game here. Katie Lake will check out. What do you see about this Demons team that you like, Ryan?
The passing ability is something that I think is a little bit underrated about the squad. You see them make those really quick attacks on the fast break where they'll kick it up the sideline and then toss it right back in and then right back out the other side, or just then they move off of that. But they really get their motion started, and almost every player touches the ball a lot of the times because they're just quick pinging it. They're moving it around super fast, and I think that's something the Sailors could look at and say, hey, maybe that's something that maybe we should try to, make sure we kind of have ratcheted down on our team, because this Glenwood team really good at passing.
And that's been an issue for the Sailors. We saw them in that zone defense against the Huskies. They've kind of been in and out of a man defense here today, and it just shows the skills of Coach Ibarra, really. He's just messing around with the lineup, toying to see what's going to work and what won't, and I think that every game that these girls play, they just continue to learn more and more about themselves. So 1:44 to play in the third. It's going to be inbounded by Ella Johnson. Johnson for the Demons has Harrison in her face, and a whistle is going to be called. It goes against Maddie Moser, and that's going to put the Sailors into the bonus. Second foul on Moser. So the next foul against the Demons, the Sailors are going to be shooting a 1-and-1 from here on out for the rest of the game. Nice passing there. Sailors work around, find the open man. Simmons can't connect on the three-point shot. Demons come away with it. Quickly now, Maddie Moser, her mom, the head coach, for three. That one's short. Massey on the second attempt, pulled away by Campbell, and now she's on the floor getting tied up. Jump ball going to be called, and it's going to stay with Glenwood. So a tough go for the Sailors as Glenwood regains possession. Turnaround jumper from Quinn Massey, and that's a very fundamental, that's about as Tim Duncan as you're going to see in girls high school basketball. That is one heck of a shot that Quinn Massey has in her bag.
Yeah, and when you see her go to make the move, you can tell that she's worked on the move for a really long time, and that she's been using that move to kind of get into defenses for a little bit now.
1:04 on the clock. Demons inbound it. All the way up to the top of the key. The pass is hurdled by Moser. Now it's worked to the near side. This is going to be Ella Johnson. Johnson gets it stolen away by Campbell. Campbell finds Simmons streaking up the near side, and she's just going to pull it out. Simmons over to J.C. May. May on the perimeter, gives it back to Simmons at the top of the key. 34 seconds to play in the third quarter. Sailors trail 34-15. Epstein, turnaround jumper. That one's too strong, and the Sailors are able to get the rebound. Harrison there making a play. Now it's going to be Campbell inside. No. Epstein on the other end. No good either. Demons finally able to pull it away, and back on the offensive end they go. So just an inability to make shots here. We just saw Campbell and Epstein both under the basket, and it's really hard to watch because of the fact that the Sailors are winning so much of the rebound game. I mean, they're crashing the boards, and they're having so many opportunities. You just really like to see them hit on at least half of these shots, which they haven't been able to do so today. But really, the amount of rebounds that the Sailors have is, you know, they're pretty much out-rebounding every team they play, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, they're one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the league for sure. I mean, Samantha Campbell, Rose Epstein, they get in there and they use the form that Coach George teaches them, that classic box out, and it works well for them.
Final 6 seconds to play. J.C. May pulls up from way downtown. That one's too short, and the Sailors are going to take a 35-15 deficit into the fourth quarter. So what do you think's been the main issue for the Sailors today, Ryan? We see down by 20 here in the fourth quarter, and you know what, I just realized that was only a 2-point quarter for them. They had 13 points as we entered the first half, and now after the third quarter they're only at 15, so just an inability to score showing once again for the Sailors. I mean, what do you do about this if you're Coach Ibarra?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to step on you, but obviously you can make the argument that a lot of it is based off of what you do in practice. A lot of it is, you know, how many times can you consistently hit a 10-foot jumper? How many times can you consistently hit a wide-open layup? But I'm not sure. What's your take on it? Yeah, I mean, you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. Of course, starting just with the fact that they do need to hit the high percentage shots that they've been missing this game, but also just that defense, because sometimes when they get stuck in that man half court or the man full court presses, a lot of times what happens is that they aren't really as good as getting into their break. They have a fast break that Coach George has been kind of using for a while, where they like to have a couple people get down to the wings, a gut runner to the basket, and then a trailer and a ball handler. And I mean, that sets up your offense just about perfectly. So when they can't actually get out of the zone and run out into their spots, then sometimes the offensive zone is just a little bit less coherent for the Sailors.
And the Sailors trying to get on a roll here. J.C. May getting us started in the fourth and final frame of action. If you're just joining us, Sailors down by 20, 35-15 in Glenwood Springs. For Ryan Hansen, I'm Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV. Also on your World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com, where you can catch our live stream. Taylor driving in. She's going to miss the shot. Second attempt by Massey. That one's unable to fall as well, and Sierra Harrison pulls down the rebound. 1 minute run off here in the fourth. 7 minutes to play. And another reminder that directly after this girls' game, the Sailors boys will be taking on the Demons of Glenwood in what is going to be a very high-octane matchup, very high-powered offensive teams. Both love shooting the three ball, so stay tuned for that one, as it should be fun here on 105.7. Simmons, near side top corner. Looks in, finds Campbell. Campbell versus Massey. Now over to May. May loses it. Campbell picks it up again. Finds Lake on the outskirts. Turnaround jumper. Short. Again, she can't get it to go. And finally, the Demons are able to come away with it. Foul's going to be called here against the Sailors. And this one might put the Demons into the bonus. Indeed, it will. So Erica Simmons getting called for another. Her second of the game. Free throws coming for Dietrich. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the Sailors, for the most part, have done a really good job not getting in foul trouble. There's not really one girl that we have that has those 4 fouls or is right about to leave the game. So, I mean, that's one positive takeaway.
Yeah, definitely a positive takeaway. You know, it's the fourth quarter, and they just went into the bonus, which is typically a lot earlier than we're used to seeing. 3 ball from Simmons. Are they going to give it to her? They're going to say yes. So Simmons with the corner 3. Nice shot there. And now the takeaway on the defensive end by Sierra Harrison. Nice sequence here for the Sailors as they're trying to get rolling here in the fourth. May dishes it. Lake shoots it. And Lake buries it for 3 more. 35-21. Sailors trying to storm back. Natalia Taylor dancing, splits the defense, kicks it outside to Caruth, and now a foul is going to be called here, and it's a travel against Ziva Caruth. So the Sailors with a couple nice possessions able to string together here, and once you start doing that, Ryan, that's when the games come as complete, completely quilted possessions. And that's what the Sailors are looking for. You know, there's so many ups and downs with this team. There's quarters where they're unable to score. There's quarters where they can't miss. And so they're very inconsistent. They're very up and down. But you have to also remember that it's still a very young team. A lot of young girls on this team are getting a lot of minutes, more than you're used to seeing on a regular high school team. And another thing is that just, there's ever since these girls have been freshmen, they've just been trying to find their identity, and now this year they're really just starting to unlace the shoes and slip their foot in, because they're really just starting to find themselves this year.
Yeah, starting to find themselves as individuals and as a team as well, just because, I mean, Coach Ibarra, one thing that he was hired on for is his ability to develop players. I mean, he's a great coach, and he worries about that player-coach relationship first, because if you don't like your coach and trust your coach, then for the most part you're not gonna have the best time, not gonna grow that much. But I mean, these girls, they know George can coach, and they buy into his scouting reports and things along those lines. But just finding their identity is a good way to put it.
Simmons now, top of the key. She runs off the screen, and it's stolen away by Kenzie Winder. And Winder goes coast to coast for the easy lay-in. And that is just a energy killer, Ryan. Sailors have back-to-back big three-point shots, and then Winder just kind of sucks the gravity right out of the building with that play there. Another whistle called. Did you gather that?
I think there was a jump ball, but
I think it was too. They're going to call it for a tie-up. The Demons get the ball, and now the Sailors trying to come up with a takeaway here with 4:50 to play in the ball game. Hadley Yellico streaking down the floor. Foul called here, and that will be a 1-and-1 for Yellico, as this one goes against Katie Lake, her 4th foul of the game. Yellico's also playing with 4. She's at the free throw line. Glenwood up 37-21. So Yellico hits the first one, and she'll have one more in the 1-and-1. JC May going to get set to check back into this one. And Yellico hits the second one as well. So 39-21. Sailors clinging. We've seen glints of greatness here in this game from the Sailors. It hasn't been all bad. As they work inside, little give-and-go play. Shelby Weiss pounds it too hard off the glass. Demons now working quickly, and Ryan, let's take a moment to just kind of look forward to this girls' schedule. Tuesday, they will be on the road as they make the trek to Eagle Valley. That one should be a fun one. Just a few weeks ago, Eagle Valley came to Steamboat and played the Sailors, and that was a pretty close game, actually. Sailors unable to prevail in that one, but that one will be fun. That'll be Tuesday the 28th, like I said, and then next Friday they have a home game at Kelly Meek. That'll be against Summit at 7 p.m. So the Sailors just really in the meat of their schedule right now. A lot of conference games as we near the end of the season. And this Sailors girls team, we've said it before, Ryan, if they're able to string a couple of wins together at the end of the year, there's still a chance that they can slip into the playoffs. Wouldn't you love to see that happen?
Yeah, I mean, coming from a one-win season last year off of that giant losing streak they had, just sneaking in this year would be something to remember for sure.
4:09 to play in the ball game. 39-21, Sailors trailing. Coach Ibarra going to have some words for his team here before he sends them back out onto the floor. J.C. May, Erica Simmons, Sierra Harrison, Sam Campbell, and Shelby Weiss, your 5 on the floor for the girls in red. May at the top of the key. She'll run off the screen. Little miscommunication there as Weiss went the wrong way. Weiss comes back around, gets the pass, and she drove in trying to get the shot off, but she's fouled hard, and she'll head to the line for a pair. So the third foul against Kenzie Winder. And now both teams have 8. Weiss, a great shooter. That one too short off the front iron. So the Sailors getting knocked back down to earth after a huge glorified win against Battle Mountain. Weiss, second free throw. No good. So she goes 0 for 2 from the line. And, man, you really just wish the Sailors could stick a lot more of their free throws. The game, this game at least would be a lot closer. Yeah. And we see the Sailors getting involved so much on the line. I just think that Coach Ibarra should probably put some more pressure on being great from the stripe.
Yeah, I mean, with all the fouls committed in the course of one of these games, I mean, they do get a ton of looks from the free throw line, and that's a really good point. That's something that they really need to focus on.
Simmons gets called for the charge, offensive foul. It'll be the third against her as the Sailors draw back on defense. Weiss pushes Winder to the sideline. Now, Winder's going to give it inside to Quinn Massey. Massey misses on the fadeaway, and that ball goes out of bounds. Sailors going to take it back. 3:18 to play in the fourth. 42-21, Sailors down by a lot. Simmons. She's had a nice game here this afternoon. Gives it down low to Sierra Harrison. Back to Simmons, cross court. Campbell finds May. Drives in. Sierra Harrison for 3 on the way, no good. And the Demons wreaking havoc here in the fourth. Floater no good on the other end. Massey, turnaround. Can't connect. May with the board. May with the crossover. May with the trap, and May with the travel. Demons causing another turnover for the Sailors.
Sailors getting flustered by this Glenwood defense kind of late, but Glenwood did a really good job in the second half, especially of running that break to their advantage. They kind of got away from the Sailors and really took advantage of just getting up the court faster.
Little give and go to break the press is Kenzie Winder and Michelle Marshall. Winder up top. That one's good from Ella Johnson as she hits from 15 feet just inside the perimeter. 44-21, Sailors getting ravaged. Ball taken away again. Timeout from the Demons. Will it be? No, not a timeout, excuse me. A foul's going to be called, rather, and this one goes against the Sailors. Who do they get? It's Shelby Weiss. Her first of the game, so that's a good thing for her. Weiss with only one foul.
Yeah.
Usually one of the ones that we see in foul trouble. So free throws here for Ella Johnson, and she hits the first one. Daisy Wilson going to check in the game, as will Katie Lake. Harrison and May coming out for a moment. 2:08 to play in the fourth. 45-21, Sailors down by 24 points. Ella Johnson, the sophomore, at the line. Second one's good, so Ella Johnson goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, and now Weiss and company back the other way. Weiss dishes into the corner. Simmons missed everything on the three-point shot, and Ella Johnson with a pass that just goes in and out of the arms of Ziva Caruth. Sailors ball once more. So the girls, Ryan, you know, I think that turnovers are such a huge factor too. If you're a coach and you don't want your team to have the ball taken away at the top of the key like we've seen so many times today, what do you tell your main ball handlers about just trying to position yourself in a way where you're not going to get it pickpocketed?
Yeah, one thing that they could kind of implement a little bit more would be that solid offhand guard arm that Coach Van Dahl really likes all of his players to have, but also just use it, just getting set up in their press break off of a make on defense is super nice, because then you actually have a set play. People know exactly where they're going to get open, and then usually you do get open because Coach Ibarra designs his fast break press breaks. You got to get right to the spot, especially against the zone press like Glenwood. They could use something to kind of make sure everyone's on the same page going to their given spot, so then it's not as much confusion, because a lot of times we saw today 3 people in the backcourt just kind of messing around with the ball rather than getting it right.
So you think just more organization and just more stern execution?
Yeah, especially, I mean, off of a Glenwood make, they would have the time to set up that press break, but instead this game sometimes they would just go out, get one pass, everybody would clear out, and then it would be a 3-on-1, and that's how they got a few of their turnovers.
49 seconds to play in this one, and the Demons are going to take a timeout, up by 28 points. 49-21. Want to say another quick shout out to some of our sponsors here on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com.
Hot Stuff Hearth and Home is locally owned and operated, featuring all things heat, fireplaces, stoves, outdoor living, and more, and always quality, expert service. Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. Friends coming to town? Call us at 970-879-8000 for the Locals Connection discount. Mountain Mattress and Furniture, located on Loggers Lane, offering the best prices and service without leaving the valley. Shop local and sleep great. Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend.
40 seconds to play here in this one. Sailors trying to come away with just some positives as a travel's called here on Katy Lake. Another turnover for the Sailors. Lake just couldn't quite hang on to it there. Slipped on the floor, gets called for steps. 33 seconds to play now. 52-21. Sailors nearly getting 30-pieced here in Glenwood. Got to give respect to them. Glenwood's going to move to 12-3 on the year. Sailors will drop to 4-10. And their next game, like we said, will be Tuesday on the road against Eagle Valley. Friday after that will be at home against Summit. One last takeaway here for the Demons. Sailors get it back. It's Simmons scrambling with it, and with 2.8 on the clock, another foul going to be called here. And would it really be a Sailors game without a final foul in garbage time when the game's far from over? No, it would not. So Erica Simmons at the free throw line, trying to chip away at this lead once more with 2.8 seconds on the clock. Simmons misses the first one. She'll have one more, and it'll probably be the final shot of the game. Both teams going to end with 10 fouls in this second half. Both teams in the double bonus. Campbell got the rebound, and time runs out. That'll do it for this one. from Glenwood High School. Sailors drop a big one to a conference opponent, 52-21. The Sisterhood unable to prevail this time around. Directly after this, Sailors boys going to be taking on the Demons in what should be a very electric game. Stay tuned for that. For Ryan Hansen, I'm Lowen Epstein on 105.7 KTYV and on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Steamboat Sailors basketball on KTYV Sports on FM is brought to you by
Valley Bank, Park at Home, Alpine Lumber, Celebration, Mountain View Car Wash, Steamboat Ace Hardware, Rockwood Auto Salon, Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wheeling Vacation Rental, and the Daily Group with Colorado Group Realty.
Steamboat Sailors basketball on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
This is Skip Yurdo from Alpine Lumber and Steamboat Springs. Alpine Lumber is a Colorado company that is committed to being the best supplier of materials and related services to a professional builder and homeowner throughout the area, offering lumber and building materials, hardware, paints, and stains. And we are proud to support Sailors basketball. Easy to find Alpine Lumber, located on Pine Grove Road past Walgreens. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, contractor's choice, homeowners.
Hi, Steamboat friends. This is Charlie Green from Mountain Mattress and Furniture. Do you ever notice how grumpy your parents get when house guests arrive? Or how mean your big sister gets when you have to share her room for the weekend? I've got the secret to keep everyone happy. Stop by Mountain Mattress and Furniture on Loggers Lane for the best price and selection on Serta, Tempur-Pedic, and Simmons mattresses. Plus a great selection of linens and even comfy mattresses for the pull-out couch. If everyone sleeps, everyone stays happy, and a great mattress from Mountain Mattress and Furniture is the secret.
Hey, Sailor basketball fans, PJ Fortune of the Yampa Valley Bank here to thank you for supporting our hometown basketball team. The Yampa Valley Bank is proud to support all of our student athletes and to sponsor this broadcast of Steamboat Sailors basketball. On KTYV, Sports on FM, Steamboat High School Athletics, an example of our genuine hometown, Yampa Valley Bank, genuine hometown banking. Enjoy the game and go Sailors!
This is Skip Yurdo from Alpine Lumber and Steamboat Springs. Alpine Lumber is a Colorado company that is committed to being the best supplier of materials and related services to the professional builder and homeowner throughout the area, offering lumber and building materials, hardware, paints, and stains. And we are proud to support Sailors basketball. Easy to find Alpine Lumber, located on Pine Grove Road past Walgreens. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, contractor's choice, homeowners.
The team of Mountain View Car Wash and Detailing Professionals is proud to be supporting Sailor sports this season. Whether a basic wash or a full detail, we know that the key to providing you with excellent service is teamwork and attention to detail. So while the Sailors are focusing on cleaning up the competition this season, we'll be focusing on cleaning up your vehicle. With affordable washes and a wide variety of detail services, we have the game plan to fit your budget and needs. We are located at the corner of Highway 40 and Trafalgar Drive. Mountain View Car Wash, where there are no Hail Marys, just awesome touchdowns. Dances.
The Steamboat Sailors on the air.
Steamboat Sailors hockey is set to play in a late game tonight against Mountain Vista after a long weekend of games this past weekend. The Sailors are looking to bounce back after dropping a tough one to Chaparral on Monday. Sailors hockey is made possible by Yampa Valley Bank, Alpine Lumber, Mountain View Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, the Paoli Group, Celebration, Steamboat Resorts by Women Vacation Rentals, and Mountain Mattress and Furniture. It's Steamboat hockey tonight with the pregame starting at 6. The games can be streamed on YouTube or heard on KTYV 105.7.
Steamboat Sailors Ice Hockey on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
I rescued toes from a shelter in 2011. I knew right then that she was special.
That's just one adoption story that started at a shelter. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
My name is Kellen Adams, and I'm a sophomore. I'm number 10. I play point guard, and I've been playing for 10 years. I also like to play lacrosse, and I run cross country. Outside of school and sports, I like to fish. I'm not 100% sure where I'd like to go to college, but I know I want to go to a 4-year school. I'm not 100% sure if I would like to play play college sport or not. In 10 years, I see myself with a girlfriend and a nice job. My favorite subject in school is math because it's the subject I understand the most. My favorite movie is Horrible Bosses. I like this movie because it's very funny and I like the comedy in it. Last summer, I went to a fishing trip in Honduras with my friend and hung out at the river and played a lot of spike ball. My goals for the season is to become a better player and improve my game. My goals for life are to have a successful job and family. What I remember most about being a sailor is the brotherhood and the friends I made on this team. My name is Kellen Adams. I'm a sophomore and I'm proud to be a sailor.
That was your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
Hey, Sailor basketball fans, PJ Wharton of Yampa Valley Bank here to thank you for supporting our hometown basketball team. Yampa Valley Bank is proud to support all of our student athletes and to sponsor this broadcast of Steamboat Sailors basketball. On KTYV Sports on FM, Steamboat High School Athletics are an example of our genuine hometown. Yampa Valley Bank, genuine hometown banking. Enjoy the game and go Sailors!
Hi, this is Grace. My parents own Hot Stuff Hearth and Home and proudly support the Steamboat Sailors. We feature all things heat, fireplaces, stoves, outdoor living, and more. Call them today at 879-7614 to schedule a service appointment with one of our expert technicians or a free in-home estimate for a whole new look. Hot Stuff loves my Steamboat Sailors basketball and is happy to keep this valley safe and warm. Hot Stuff Hearth and Home, located just off Highway 40 next to Walgreens. Go Sailors!
Managing local land involves balancing resources such as agriculture, water, and wildlife. I'm Brian Ripley, and I have over 16 years of experience managing ranch resources as your neighbor here in Route County. I'm the Ranch and Rural Property Specialist for the Paoli Group with the support of Colorado Group Realty. Put your trust in someone that has the practical experience and knowledge to help you with all of your ranch, rural, and equine property needs. I aspire to help you reach all of your real estate goals. I'm Brian Ripley, and you can find me at thepaoligroup.com in the Ranch Division.
Steamboat Ace is a proud sponsor of the Steamboat Sailors. That's not the only way Ace supports the kids in our community. Hi, Bridget here from Steamboat Ace. We are so proud to be a part of the Steamboat community. It's our priority to support and encourage positive activities and hobbies for our youth. How do you do that? In addition to local scholarships, Ace invites the sailor community to fundraise for their activity or club by providing a great venue and supplies to host a hot dog or bake sale. I love it. Every weekend I can shop at Ace and support a great cause. Steamboat Ace, you're proud to support the Steamboat Sailors shopping place.
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
My name is James Bogan. I am a senior. My number is 32. My position is a shooting guard. I've been playing basketball for 6 years. I also run cross country and track. Outside of school and sports, I'm also involved in my church as a leader for the younger kids. I like to go to college at University of Wyoming after 2 years at Colorado Northwestern Community College. I will not be playing any sports in college. I will just try and get my degree. I see myself in 10 years as being a game warden or any parks and wildlife officer. My favorite subject in school is math. My favorite movie is Jurassic Park, the original. I like this movie because it's a original movie that I just enjoy. Last summer I worked at an Autobot store to work off my car, and I ran cross country to help myself. My goal for this season is just have a fun time. What I will remember most about the Sailors is how oriented we are as a team program. We don't see ourselves as individuals or seniors. We all see ourselves as sailors, and that helps us. James Bogan, senior, proud to be a sailor.
That was your Steamboat Sailor Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
I'm Terry, and this is Phil from Russell's Auto Salon. If you need help with your auto collision repair, we make it easy. Just bring me an email and a claim number, and I'll take care of the rest.
Russell's Auto Salon, Colorado's premier collision center, leading the industry in technology, where we've gone green with enviro-based paint, and we are proud supporters of Steamboat Sailors Sports.
Russell's Auto Salon, where we always meet by accident. 879-1515.
Russell's Auto Salon.
879-1515.
Steamboat Resorts not only offers a large array of properties that can host your next Steamboat vacation, we have been giving back to the Yampa Valley for more than 30 years. Hi, this is Todd Seekin, Executive General Manager for Steamboat Resorts. Steamboat Resorts and its local employees have been partnering